Phew. Yeah. Look, the most important thing, all right, is that Barcelona has made it to the last four. That's the most important thing that we got to just get out the way. All right. The mission is complete. How we made the means to the end, questionable. But Barcelona in top four. It looks like PSG also had a rocky game, all right, because they won their first game and they lost their second game. Similar situation with Barca here, but let's talk about the performance that we just witnessed because this was an absolutely, I can't even begin to explain what kind of match this was to watch, bro. This was absolutely, it was horrid to say the least. It was just like butt clenching football. That's what this was, bro. And the type of performance that I honestly believe this is Barca's worst game this season because what the hell was that, bro? Now, we have to consider the fact that they're playing away. I think they were a little bit nervous going into this game, and it looked like they lacked leadership. I know that Hansi Flick did make some alterations, but the front three were nowhere to be found today, bro. Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal were just not like nowhere in sight, bro. You could definitely feel the absence of Balde on the back, and I think there was a lot of who else? Inigo Martinez was missing, so like Pedri came on as a substitute in the second half. It was just like it was a mess, bro. If I'm being honest with you, it was just chaotic, to say the least. We had zero big chances created. I mean, if you actually think about it, Borussia Dortmund scored all the goals tonight. They scored all the goals in this game. And besides the performance being shambolic, but you could really see the fatigue because there was no cohesive passing. There was just no chemistry in today's pitch, bro. We made Borussia Dortmund look like a really good club. I think Barca's bad performance today made Borussia Dortmund look better than they should have. I don't think it was necessarily a great performance by Borussia Dortmund. They did play well, but I think it's because because Barcelona played so badly. Borussia Dortmund looked like they played great. It's the same case as the Man City and Real Madrid game that we had during the league stages. You could say Real Madrid beat Man City, but the Man City team that they beat they were not up to par, bro. It's not the Man City we know from last season. So it was just a shambolic performance, to be honest with you guys. It was just not entertaining. I suppose Barca has raised the standard of their play for so long to look so good that like when you get a performance like this, it's creepy, bro. It's creepy. It's not something I'm used to seeing anymore. Last season we could have look, the job has been done. There's no use whining about what could have been, what should have been. The job has been done. But if we are going to scrutinize the performance that we did watch today, Barcelona had 7 shots in total. Borussia Dortmund had 18. Shots on target for Barcelona were 2. Borussia Dortmund had 11 shots on target. Big chances created. Borussia Dortmund had 5. Barcelona had 0. Big chances missed 0 because we didn't create jack. Accurate passes, Barca obviously. Possession 54%, 46 to Bayern Munich. And yeah, man, I don't know what else to say. I guess Borussia Dortmund wins the battle, but they lost the war. Similar with the PSG and Austin Villa game. It looked like Austin Villa were really driving the nails to PSG in that game, bro. Jeez, I had both screens watching Barca and Borussia, and Austin Villa, I mean, Barca and PSG, and Austin Villa were really putting the screws to the wall there. I mean, they needed one more goal in order to take this game to extra time. So I think the MVP in that game becomes what's the goalkeeper's name? I almost said Buffon, not Buffon. What's this guy? You know who I'm talking about, the PSG goalkeeper, bro. He's the MVP of this game because he rescued them from. Yeah, it was tough. We're gonna talk about the lineup. Let me see here. Fermin gets a 7.0. Yeah, look, I think in the grand scheme of things, Fermin played a really great game. Lamine Yamal has been just looking very rocky over the last 2, 3 games, if I'm being honest. And I think it's probably fatigue. I think given the amount of games they've been playing so rapidly, I think for him it's like he knows what he wants to do in his mind, but it's just the fatigue is kicking in. You can see it in Rafinha. Lewandowski did play off the front three. He looked a little bit more sharper. Kobasi, he put in a really good game. I think the defense put in quite a good game, but Gerard Martin, I think had a big had big socks to fill, and I think he lived up to his expectations. You know, I in the beginning, like you'll see in my previous video, I keep saying like I don't know what Hansi Flick sees in this guy, bro, but he stepped up. If I'm being honest, he stepped up. Gavi did played quite well, but overall, as a squad, we played horribly, man. We played absolutely horrible. But job has been done. This Gurasi guy, bro, I like he's peak, bro. He's peak. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Man almost scored a hat trick against Barca. And wouldn't this be the second time? Because I'm pretty sure we played during the league stages. So yeah. He played a really great game. I think Borussia Dortmund could sense that Barca were playing like they weren't their regular selves, and so they hammered down. I don't know what the coach said to them, but they really hammered down, bro. So kudos to them because I believe they've broken the streak, the undefeated streak. But Barcelona prevail nonetheless. That's the most important thing that we wanted to find out. And now we have to find out what happens tomorrow between Real Madrid, Arsenal, and Inter and Bayern Munich. So that's gonna be a tough game. If I am to pick which club I would like to play between Inter and Bayern, I would say Bayern Munich because just based on the track record, we've beaten Borussia Dortmund twice this season. And if we play Bayern Munich, I'm led to believe that we're going to beat them, bro. All right. As to Real Madrid and Arsenal, I think Real Madrid on their socials or, during the PR run, they're trying to make it a very psychological game that, Real Madrid has won a lot of games, from losses. But I don't think that Arsenal are just going to stay. If Real Madrid continue to play the way they have been playing, right? I don't necessarily see them going through. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. But the first two teams to qualify is Barca and PSG. All right, so we got Spain and France. We're gonna find out if we're gonna have if we're having an English team or another Spanish team in tomorrow's game, or if we're having an Italian or German. So this is gonna be a really interesting road to the finals. But my prediction is that Arsenal wins this game. I say the score really doesn't matter, but I think they make it through. So I think Arsenal will play PSG, and I'm hoping Barca will play Bayern Munich. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. But this was an absolutely difficult game to absorb, if I'm being honest with you guys, man. It was a really intense game, but the job has been done. The job has been done. So I'll catch you guys on the next game. Probably, who do we play next? Who does Barcelona play next? I believe in the league, we do play. Let me check fixtures. We play Celta Vigo at home, which is this Saturday. It's an afternoon game. We're still 4 points ahead of the league, so we have to win that game. But these players, I'm concerned if we're starting to play like this, especially in the most important games. But you know what? I think we have what it takes to pull through, bro. I think we have what it takes to pull through because the next few games are going to be very important. We play 2 league games and it's the Copa del Rey final. Fiscal Barça. So I'll catch you guys in the next video, but make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to like, and let me know who do you think is going to take the next game in the what your predictions are for the semis in the UEFA Champions League. But I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until then, Fiscal Barça, man. God damn.